1, 2. Afternoon, everybody. Could I ask you to please make your way to an open seat? Could you also make sure that you have not left a single seat between you and others? Please try to fill it in as much as possible. Thank you. 1, 2. The start of the ceremony has been slightly delayed as we wait for one of our guests to arrive. Should be another 2 or 3 minutes. Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry for the short delay. Could you please take a moment to make sure that your cell phones are on silent? Once we get going, the ceremony will run unannounced as per your program, and we wouldn't like it to be disturbed by rings and buzzers. Thank you. It is a very warm afternoon. If you're wearing a blazer, please feel free to remove it. The musical numbers that are part of the ceremony will not be sung by the audience. We have some guest singers and ensembles who will perform them for us. There are only 2 times when we will all be required to stand, once at the beginning for the national anthem and once near the end for the school song. The ceremony begins now. Our matrics will enter.
Greetings everyone, molweni nonke, abalapa nabaku YouTube and Insta. Do not forsake wisdom and she will protect you. Love her and she will watch over you. Wisdom is supreme, therefore get wisdom. Though it will cost you all you have, get understanding. Masingabulibali ubugcisa nobuqaqawuli kuba buya kusikhusela. Masibuthande ukuze bujongane nathi ingakumbi kulo nyaka ungafani neminye iminyaka. Masibulele imfundiso esizinikiweyo nezisomelezayo. Hold on to instruction, do not let it go. Guard it well, for it is your life. The path of the righteous is like the first gleam of dawn, shining ever brighter till the full light of day. But the way of the wicked is like deep darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble. Ezimfundiso mazisikhokhele njengentsasa xa kuphuma ilanga. Lisiza nokukhanya kude kuse. Kodwa sisazi ukuba zikhona izikhubekiso ezisebenzela iziqalekiso nobumnyama. Above all else, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. Put away perversity from your mouth. Keep corrupt talk from your lips. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Make level paths for your feet and only take ways that are firm. Do not swerve to the right or to the left. Keep your foot from evil. Masijongane nenhliziyo zethu kuba zizo eziya kusiphilisa ubomi bethu. Masihlale sijonge phambili singagungqi kule ndlela sihambayo. Thank you.
Let us pray. Almighty God, let no pretense deceive us now. For more than half the span of our young years, we've waited for this moment with mixed motives, moods, and aims. Today, we face new gates of opportunity, undreamed of. Beyond these old familiar walls, an exciting world awaits to test the sort of stuff we're rarely made of. Give us your strength to make a telling contribution. If we leave here with childish prejudice and fads, this larger world will overwhelm us. We'll feel too small to cope, so make us mature and big enough. Instead, to try and see ourselves as you see us, behind our human mask. Life will bring us into every situation for which our school has tried to train us. Let us remember with thankful hearts to share with others the best gifts you've given us here so freely. Lastly, give us compassion, real and thoughtful. Then only will life challenge us to put our fellows first, to shun false goals, self-glory, and material gain. So lead us out today and upward to achieve your perfect plan, each one of us full-fledged, a person worth following.
Stands watching over us. At Westerford we are one. On fields of green we can play our games. The trees give shade from the sun. Naught but the best is our battle song. Respect and truth our reward. The skills we learn and our friendship strong make memories that are gold. Now come let us sing, ready to bring peace to our nation. Now come let us make friendships and make memories of good times. Of those to whom much is given, much is required. When at some future date the High Court of History sits in judgment on each one of us, recording whether in our brief span of service we fulfilled our responsibilities, our success or failure in whatever office we may hold, will be measured by the answers to these questions. First, were we truly people of courage, with the courage to stand up to our enemies and the courage to stand up, when necessary, to our own associates, to resist public pressure and private greed? Secondly, were we truly people of judgment, with perceptive judgment of the future as well as the past, for our own mistakes as well as the mistakes of others, with enough wisdom to know what we did not know, and enough candor to admit it? Thirdly, were we truly people of integrity, people who never ran out on either the principles in which we believed or those who believed in them, people whom neither financial gain nor ambition could ever divert from the fulfillment of our sacred trust? Finally, were we truly people of dedication, with an honor mortgaged to no single individual or group, and comprised by no private obligation or aim, but devoted solely to serving the good of all? With each other's help, may these be the qualities that characterize the lives of young people who go out from the school, and the lives of those who are elected to hold office in it. And then Mika and I have one last thing we would like to say to our grade. Congratulations!
Today is your day.
You're off to great places. You're off and away.
You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose.
You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who'll decide where to go.
You'll look up and down streets. Look over them with care. About some you'll say, I don't wish to go there.
With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down a not-so-good street.
And you may not find any that you'll want to go down.
In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town.
It's opener there, in the wide open air. Out there things happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you.
And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along. You'll start happening too.
Simangele izithaza kongawe. Hey, sona zimangele.
Simangele izithaza kongawe.
Izithaza ko, sona zimangele. Zimangele.
Izithaza kongawe.
Izithaza ko, sona zimangele. Zimangele.
Izithaza kongawe.
Izithaza ko, sona zimangele. Zimangele.
Izithaza kongawe.
kungamandla kaJesu phila kwakho kungamandla kaJesu phila kwakho kungamandla kaJesu phila kwakho hey zona zimangele izitha zakho zona zimangele izitha zakho ngawe.
Somandla uzugcina impilo yami uphinde ukhusele umoya wami Somandla uzugcina impilo yami uphinde ukhusele umoya wami
Ngoba mnandi sohamba ndijonge kuwe amaxesha ngoba mnandi sohamba ndijonge kuwe amaxesha ngoba mnandi sohamba ndijonge kuwe amaxesha ngoba mnandi sohamba ndijonge kuwe amaxesha
ngoba mnandi sohamba
ndijonge ngamaxesha onke.
Some say that freedom has been achieved. I know that that is not the case. The truth is that we are not yet free. We have merely achieved the freedom to be free, the right not to be oppressed. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. I have walked that long walk to freedom. I have tried not to falter. I have discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one only finds there are many more hills to climb. I have taken a moment to rest, to steal a view of the glorious vista that surrounds me. But I can rest only for a moment, for with freedom comes responsibilities, and I dare not linger, for my long walk is not yet ended.
Good afternoon, matrics and parents. It's a wonderful occasion to be here in this wonderful setting, with the mountain as a backdrop, and the chance to enjoy a valedictory service after a long year. I don't intend to talk long, but I do want to address you, matrics, as you leave today, as you take your leave of school. But what wonderful music this afternoon. It's just so good to celebrate with our music department the various genres of music that we have. And music is a lovely way to say goodbye to you all. I'm going to start this afternoon by quoting that famous pirate, Jack Sparrow, who said, "The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem." And this year has been all about our attitude in facing the problem of COVID-19 that has faced all of us. Viktor Frankl, who spent time in Auschwitz during the Holocaust, wrote a book that sold over 1 million copies called Man's Search for Meaning. And I'd imagine if he'd been in the Holocaust in Auschwitz, he'd be able to talk about the deprivations and the difficulty of life. Said the following: "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." He went on to say that everything can be taken from a person, but one thing, the last of any of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, is to choose one's own way. As the matric class of 2020, you have been superb in your emotional and physical strength in reaching this point. You have shown serious positive attitude. I and the staff of Westerford salute you. To the outgoing leaders, you are leaving the school in a better place. I want to pay special tribute to Sabatle, to Aidan, to Gaia, and to Mika for the hours that we spent chatting, and as we shared in the assemblies before we came here, discussing, taking our school forward, bringing discussions to fruit and to fruition that needed to take place. And I valued their leadership. And as I said, they leave the school in a better place. And I extend my thanks to all forms of leadership. And I hope that you've all, as matrics, had a chance in some form or other to lead and be part of the leadership of the school. Thank you for what you leave behind, the legacy that you leave behind, and what you've done, even in this very stulted year that we've had. Thank you to the parents for your understanding and gracious support of all the staff at school and the program that was adopted since April. We have felt your positivity through emails and other kind gestures. I'm going to jump straight into my challenge to you, matrics. Your country needs you now more than ever. There's a man called Hans Rosling who said the following: "There is no room for facts when our minds are occupied by fear." And I add my own thought in there. We cannot afford to be fearful in our futuristic view of South Africa. We need to know the facts about our country. The statistical research shows that we are doing far better than pre-99. It is good to know. But 2.5 million children in our country live below the food poverty line. 14 million people currently go to bed hungry, besides all of the other issues that have been championed in your time here. During lockdown, 2.2 million jobs have been shed. Job creation. There is raw talent waiting in South Africa to be recognized and supported. So many people in South Africa don't have access to work. Through your privileged world-class education received here, you will have that access. So when you are finally out there in the job market, make a difference. Einstein said, logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will get you everywhere. Hopefully Westerford has provided you with the former and latter characteristic in bucket loads. You will need both in abundance as you tackle these crucial matters. We are confident that you all as a class will do well in these NSC finals. It's what you do with that success that really counts. As you gaze around, just look around you at the moment. It's one of your last gazes in your uniform at the school. You'll come back out of uniform for many years. As you gaze around at this beautiful scene, that has been your existence for 5 years. I hope that you had, and you do have, a sense of it being home. And as you join a vast family of past pupils and old Westerfordians, you are always welcome to come home. We wish you everything of the best in the journey that lies ahead for each one of you. I want to hand out, you would have seen in the emails that I sent this morning, our rationale behind awards this year. As tough as it was, we just felt, and you can read the email, so I'm not going to explain it again. We want to just issue 4 certificates today of recognition. And the 4 go to the leaders that I spoke about. And it's the 2020 Award for Leadership to Gaia, Mika, Sabatle, and Aiden for their role in leading you as a class, but not only you as a class, but the school and the pupils as a whole. And then I'd like to issue an award. We felt to issue this one, an award for fortitude, to Abubakar Daniels for his work this year and just getting through the year. And so, award for fortitude. I'm going to hand out the certificates, and Abubakar, if you can come up and receive yours, that'd be great. Let me hand out yours first. I'm going to finish by reading the traditional blessing that has been read over the years in Valediction. Just going to get it here quickly. It's the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi, and it's a blessing over us as a school and to you, Matrix. Lord, make us an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let us sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. A divine Master, grant that we may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. It is in dying that we are born to eternal life. And to finish, an old Gaelic blessing that goes, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rains fall softly upon your fields. Until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand.
At Westerford our deeds declare the earnest of our cherished aim. Naught but the best shall be our goal. Our watchword pledged in life's great game. So shall our fine traditions tell of laurels won in keenest fight, with eyes undimmed, clean hands and hearts, by those who dare defend the right.
The 13th of January, 2016. A group of 180 13-year-olds are ushered into an unfamiliar building surrounded by unfamiliar faces. Little did this group know just how important the people beside them would become over the next 5 years. The group feels nervous and anxious, desperate for their first taste of high school. Suddenly, an ABBA song starts playing, and the group begins to feel even more disorientated. What even is ABBA? I thought it was a type of shampoo.
A teacher with light gray hair and a gentle smile begins to talk to the group, and immediately you can feel the sense of ease that washes over them. Slowly but surely, this environment is beginning to feel more like home. The prefects take over and challenge us to see who can come up with the best pickup line. Up steps Tamara Kruger. Your body is 70% water, and I'm thirsty. Explosive laughter can be heard from all corners of the Noel Taylor Hall, and everyone is immediately attracted to Tammy. Fast forward a few weeks, a lot has changed. Susanna has started dancing with all the prefects. Ndano is doing splits everywhere he goes. And Trap Queen by Fetty Wap is our new grade anthem. Every now and then, we find ourselves humming ABBA songs as we make our way to our lockers in the basement. Navigating this massive building was very confusing, but luckily we were equipped with everything we needed to help us fit into Westerford.
We even had name tags for when we forgot our own names. We also got hour-long breaks on Tuesday and Thursday. Life could not be better. Some of us were singing on Topfield, some of us were playing soccer against the grade 9s, and some of us were walking around the school playing Pokemon Go or Clash of Clans. 180 kids in the grade, but not one bad vibe inside.
Before we knew it, we were in grade 9. We had now fully discovered how Westerford worked. We had joined clubs and societies, became friends with pupils in older grades, racked up hours of detention, and some of us even jumped ship from Afrikaans to isiXhosa. isiXhosa is a class that would become very important to me in the coming years because of how much of a family we would become.
I guess you could say we were now officially Westerford Associated Pupils, otherwise known as WAP.
Certified Westerfordian, 7 days a week.
Pimples and acne made that chasing game weak. We discovered that we could just forge all the signatures on our passports, and we didn't actually have to go to all those water polo matches. From that moment, we began to see life from a completely new perspective. The only stress we had to deal with was keeping up with our Snapchat streaks and making sure our Instagram feed was on point. Despite a few hurdles, the biggest one being EMS, grade 9 was the year that should not be named. We really had no business looking the way we looked.
We went from having passports to signing passports. No longer juniors, but not yet seniors. As grade 10 pupils, we showed the school what we were about. We welcomed new pupils as they joined the grade, and some of us definitely started reading our books the night before the reading project was due. Grade 10 was the year we matured. The work ethic and tenacity of our peers inspired us as they planned the grade 10 dance. Some of us transformed into versions of ourselves that made us happier. The dance moves from that night definitely contributed to the success of our cabaret. I mean, we threw it to the sky, we merely rocked, we did the floss, but definitely, most importantly, we leveled up. The dance was just a culmination of the beginning of our growth as the most extra grade in the school. Grade 11 did not go according to plan, though. Before cabaret even started, the grade was divided. Skrikaray. What a name. But once our grade got going, there was nothing that could stop us. Not even a fake Instagram account impersonating us could bring us down. But let's be honest, the only nightmare on Dean Street was Banks Burger closing down. During the day, we complained about being too tired to work in classes, but during the nights, we spent all of our energy dancing in the seminars with homemade strobe lights and accompanied by a never-ending game of hand tennis. The atmosphere in the seminars were complete. The atmosphere in the seminars was completed with the different smells of takeaway food as Uber Eats orders collided with each other. Once again, not one bad vibe in sight. During these times, we formed strong bonds with people who we might have not ever spoken to before.
And when we say strong bonds, we mean strong bonds, like bonds stronger than Tommy Bompetti's muscles. One of the moments that made me realize just how special our grade was backstage at Cabaret before the strip show. The ABBA medley played before the boys' strip show every night, and every single night, the boys backstage never failed to dance their heart out to ABBA songs they had never even heard before. I don't know if anyone else has ever witnessed a group of shirtless 17-year-old boys covered in baby oil from head to toe dancing to Mamma Mia together before. But I can tell you from experience that it is one of the most wholesome and beautiful experiences that a human could ever achieve. Before we knew it, Cabaret was over. We found ourselves heading off to the after party, or AP, otherwise known as Joseph's birthday party. We got to know each other well during Cabaret, but during the AP, some of us got to know each other a lot better in many different ways. After about an hour and a half, the party got shut down. But there was just enough time for Cormac to lead us in a heartwarming rendition of our school song. Thank you, Cormac. Once again, not one bad vibe in sight. A few weeks later, Tanvir's parents went away for the weekend, and he was allowed to invite a few of his friends to keep him company while he was alone at home. Naturally, Tanvir invited 180 of his closest friends to spend Saturday night with them. It was time for AP 2.0. What followed was another overall successful grade bonding experience as we worked together to ensure Tanvir's parents would never find out about the party.
As a grade,
I would like to take this moment to formally apologize to Mr. and Mrs. Ranchard for my involvement in the process.
As a grade, we have stuck together. We have come to understand that attending a school like Westerford meant that we would be interacting with people of different backgrounds and lived experiences. We knew the importance of showing up for one another, whether that be through written proposals, great discussions that often ended in tears, or spontaneous conversations on the field with peers of the same community. Many leaders described by our SGB reps, Vika and Gaia, many leaders emerged within our grade during the time of the 2019 gender-based violence marches. The amount of support, sharing, and incomparable kindness created many new connections, as well as opened up channels for more honest, earnest dialogue between us as a grade. It is with this sentiment that we would like to hand over the matric gift.
The gift will have two components. The first, an artwork that a portion of donations will pay for the framing of. The artwork in question has been done by Leah Marmorelis and is a series of portraits commemorating the lives of women and children lost to gender-based violence. Both fiction. The second will be a selection of 10 books covering the topic of gender-based violence, both fiction and non-fiction. The fight against gender-based violence is one that will remain at the forefront of social justice causes for years to come. It is for this reason that we believe it is important to create both resources, physical and physical memorabilia that will allow conversations and mindfulness around it to persevere into the future.
And that future couldn't be even more important without the teachers of our school. The teachers at Westerford truly are a rare find. Where else would you find teachers to do the washer with you at Slog? Or put on a show for pupils at the end of the year, tutus, ballet recitals and all? Where else would you find teachers who can wear the school uniform and look better than us while doing it? Our teachers have really supported us this year. As soon as we moved on to an online schooling system, the teachers committed to making sure that our experience as matrics was as smooth as possible. During this time, they didn't just support us academically. They listened to our frustrations about the past, present, and future. They affirmed the power that existed within us, and they supported us in some of our craziest dreams. The security guards, building, and ground staff have contributed hugely to our experience too. They have made sure that our school is as safe as it can be upon our return, and they have offered us guidance whenever we felt lost. I doubt any of us would want to come to school if it wasn't for getting to greet Mr. Nassan at the Mount Road gate and receiving the warmest smile in exchange.
With the help of all members of the staff, we eventually managed to pull ourselves into matric. What a fun-filled year it has been so far. If I had £1 for every time we heard the words matrics of COVID or unprecedented times, I would have enough money to pay the £150 entrance for our cocktail party. This year has not been perfect, and we have not been able to see many of the events which we may have anticipated earlier in the year. However, 2 weeks before lockdown, in the middle of a global pandemic, we had our barn dance, where we held hands, ate from the same bowls, and shared all sorts of bodily fluids. Looking back at it now, it is possible that all cases of COVID in the whole of Western Cape could be traced back to our one barn dance.
In a year of goodbyes, things have definitely not gone according to plan. Whether we knew it or not, we have said goodbye to a lot of things which we might have not been ready to say goodbye to. We have said goodbye to buying strips from Dax. We have said goodbye to hour-long breaks spent on Founders Field, Top Field, in the library quad, or wherever we found ourselves. We said goodbye to sprinting to the basement after break to avoid being late.
Some of you have never been shouted at by Mr. Bualder for being 30 seconds late to class, and it really shows. We said goodbye to pretending we had left our homework at home. Some of us said goodbye to Afrikaans mondelings. Some of us said goodbye to soccer on Topfield. We said goodbye to the friendly smiles of familiar faces as we passed each other in the corridor. A simple aware from someone you passed had the potential to change your whole mood.
As much as it is a cliched idea to say this, but our grade has really become like one family.
We have seen each other transform from awkward adolescents to the sexy beasts we are today. This last week of matric has been difficult for all of us. It's hard to say goodbye to something that has played such a big role in your life. I had done my best this week to block all forms of emotion and tried to convince myself I was happy to be leaving school. This didn't last long. My melting point was definitely yesterday afternoon when Mr. Robinson played guitar for our English class. It was beautiful. I'm unashamed to admit that yesterday I went home and I cried my eyes out. I don't think I've cried this much since our Maths Paper 2 mock exam.
It is during moments like this that it can be helpful to turn to the most important words of a very wise man. These are the words that we hold very close to our hearts. To emulate Calvin Maekiso, as he stood tall for the first time ever on 2 plastic chairs in Seminar B on the final night of Cabaret. Distinguished guests, this show is a full 3-course meal.
We've given them the starter.
We've given them the main course.
Now it is time for dessert. In a moment like this, these words could not be truer. Matrics of 2020, grade 8s of 2016. It is now time for us finally to serve up our dessert.
Maybe it is no longer the fact that we are leaving something familiar behind that scares us, but the fact that we are on the cusp of a new chapter. We get to decide what we leave behind and what we take with us. We get to create communities of love and support outside of a space that might have felt limiting. We get to build ourselves anew. For the past 12 years, Going to school for 5 days a week has been a constant in our life.
When time seemed uncertain, there was always one certainty.
Every Monday morning, we would put on our big maroon blazer and make our way to the heart of Newlands.
This morning, we wore our blazers for one last time.
When I first started high school, I expected it to be exactly like High School Musical.
But it turned out to be so much better.
Thank you for making the last 5 years the best they could have possibly been.
Maybe we'll see each other again when Tanve's parents go on holiday.
Matrix 2020 out.
As you go out into our country in years ahead, we call on you to assist too. Heal the divisions of the past and establish a society based on democratic values, social justice, and fundamental human rights. Lay the foundations for a democratic and open society in which government is based on the will of the people and every citizen is protected by law. Improve the quality of life of all citizens and free the potential of each person. Build a united and democratic South Africa, able to take its rightful place as a sovereign state in the family of nations.
God be with you till we meet again. By his counsels guide, uphold you. With his sheep securely fold you. God be with you till we meet again. God be with you till we meet again. Neath his wings protecting hide you. Daily manna still provide you. God be with you till we meet again. God be with you till we meet again. When life's perils they confound you, put his arms unfailing round you. God be with you till we meet again. God be with you till we meet again. Keep love's banner floating o'er you. Smite death threatening wave before you. God be with you till we meet again.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about
all the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong, and what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach, so remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last
So
ride.
let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began.
Okay. So I need to do that now, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here for the ceremony. If I could just have your attention for one moment. We invite you all to enjoy the snacks and drinks that are on offer. Please remember social distancing during this time. There are stations in the Chestnut Grove, in the parking area, and in front of the Southern Center. Please spread yourselves out. 1, 2. And then the last thing, please do not leave your used utensils on the tables. There are 3 stations where you can place your plates and glasses once you have used them. Thank you very much. What do you like me to say? Ladies and gentlemen, one more thing. If you have parked your car in front of the gate to my left, your right,